What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the podcast. Hope you're all doing well. I am your host, Justin Harold, and with me, as always, my co-host, Adam Issa. Today, we are talking about the Nintendo Direct that just happened. This is the Good Games podcast, by the way, and we'll be talking to you about what we just saw in that Nintendo Direct. It was a 50-minute long Direct, and what was it, Adam? This is the first one since almost a year now, or what is it?
September 3rd, 2019.
Yeah,
something like
so
that.
Almost 2 years.
A year and a half.
Yeah. So, but lots of stuff. Obviously, with 50 minutes, there was a lot of stuff that they were talking about. It was mostly like proclaimed that it was going to be stuff for the first half of this year, but interestingly enough, we got stuff announced for 2022 and stuff that's going to come out in August. So it was kind of weird that they were saying that it was going to be stuff primarily coming out for this year. But
for the most part, there was 2 games that weren't the first half.
Right. So, but obviously the first big part was the new Smash Bros. Character. So Adam, that's usually your department since you're always so up.
I mean, it's Mithra. Like,
I saw your
people
tweet.
wanted her. I didn't. Good for them. I'm a little sad. I wanted Dixie Kong or Hollow Knight or anyone. I'm not a huge Xenoblade guy, so that's why. And I thought we had dodged the Xenoblade 2 bullet, but here we are. It's interesting. It is 2 characters though. So I'm interested to see what happens. I'm still excited and I'll obviously play it, but I'm not like, it's not Sephiroth. It's not Steve. It's more like Min. So hopefully the next 2 after this are bangers, just like Steve and Sephiroth were. Other than that, I'm a little whelmed by that, but you can't complain. More Smash content is good.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're just going to kind of go in chronological order from what I have on my notifications. So then we got Fall Guys coming to Switch, which, I like watched that trailer and I was just like, it's been a while since I played Fall Guys. Fall Guys was like really just like a period of time where it was just like, that game's pretty fun. Like, I feel like after this, we should go and play some Fall Guys.
So it's still pretty good. I'm interested to see it run at 5 frames a second on the Switch's servers, but
hey,
no,
we don't have to play it on the Switch.
That's
right now.
true. I got it on PlayStation. We got it on PlayStation. But yeah, that's a big get for them. I would say. I mean, Continue. Sorry, I'm a little whelmed. I'm whelmed by this Direct. I just wanted Breath of the Wild too. We'll get there later.
We'll get to that. Yeah. We'll get to that. But just still going in chronological order. So, Outer Wilds. This also coming to the Switch this summer.
I believe in my heart of heart, every person should play Outer Wilds.
I saw that exact same tweet from someone.
Yeah,
and I was like, you know what? These past 2 games that we just talked about, or I'm sorry, not the past 2 games. Well, yeah, Outer Wilds and Fall Guys are free games on certain consoles. So on Xbox, if
you have Game Pass and you have not played Outer Wilds, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you alive? No, but like, seriously, that game is exquisite. It's so well designed. It's so smart. It's smart in a way that basically every AAA game that isn't from Nintendo isn't. Like it's creative. It's got so many ideas. It's so interesting. It's like the best. It's the best of video game development in that it's not forced. It doesn't shove your face in anything. It makes you feel so smart. And it's so intriguing. It like really pulls you in. Yeah, I cannot rave about that game enough. One of the best games to come out in the past decade, truly. Like, so glad that it's getting a bigger audience.
Apparently a game I need to go quickly download before
yes.
Adam flames me.
Listen, I have my gun. I'm gonna come to your house. No, I'm kidding. I'm not threatening anybody on the internet. All right, listen, I'll shoot you.
No, but I definitely think that's a game that you've talked to me about in the past. But there's in Game Pass, there's like a lot of outer stuff. Like a lot
Worlds,
of games just
Wilds.
Wilds, and Worlds is the one that I was like, oh, you know what, I'll play that. Why not? I think that's what I said. And completely different game, but still going in chronological order. So then we got this Famicom Detective Club which is there's 2 episodes of different stories, kind of
2 full games. They're each games. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
interested. They've never been to the West before. I've heard stuff about them. I'll probably play one. But it looks like a interactive novel, which is exciting. It's the Famicom thing sort of spoke to a lot of what this direct was in terms of like stuff that has a very niche target demographic who are probably freaking out about this and like are really happy that it's coming. And so, like not for me necessarily, but like very excited. And I can't really complain because Bowser's Fury is the best game of the year. And we just got that. So it's like, I'll take it, Nintendo.
Yeah, I got you. Moving on, we got Samurai Warriors 5. Again, a lot of this for me is just like, I can't really speak to any of this because like you were talking about, it's kind of like a niche thing, but it's also like Nintendo is like my 3rd console. So a lot of the times I'm just there for like the bigger name games, which is probably a bad thing for me to say, but obviously I'll try to work on that. But I can't really speak to a lot of the things that got announced, and that's why talking to you is always a very helpful thing to kind of gauge the radar and everything. But
it's just another really. Muso, like it's another Muso. My thing is, why would I play a Muso that isn't Age of Calamity? Because that has Breath of the Wild characters, but I'm interested to see.
So then we got one more game before a little smaller game before we get to a big one. We have Legend of Mana. Again, another one that
gorgeous. Looks really pretty. The remaster looks really good. Whoever's doing the art and the updated sprites and the character art looks really like they're doing a really good job. And I'm very interested to potentially pick this up for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I've only watched it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, so I've only watched it, been played and I've never actually played it, and I hear such great things, and it just looks gorgeous. So
gotcha. So then we kind of got into just like 2 not announcements. I guess this one was just a trailer for the new Monster Hunter Rise game, which I actually pulled up our draft thing, our little fantasy thing, and I remembered that one of us had that, and that's Mike, who has
it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah. Looks good. Again, Monster Hunter games, I tried one and it wasn't really my thing, but
yeah, you gotta grind them out.
Yeah, but this one looks different compared to that, so
a little bit. It looks more vertical. I'm interested. Yeah. It looks fun. Looks really fun. Like the fact that you can like control the big ape looks really interesting, and I'm on a Switch kick right now, so I'll probably get it. It's coming out right at the time.
When is the release date? It's sometime
soon. March 16th or 26th. I can Google it.
Gotcha. Yeah, but then we got into an announcement that it didn't like upset me.
26th.
But okay. But it kind of
it upset you. You could say it.
It didn't upset me just because like of what it is, but it upset me because of what it could mean. But Mario Golf Super Rush.
What it does mean.
Yeah. So that's coming out June 25th.
Yeah.
It actually looked really good, like really fun.
I was like, oh, this looks okay, and then they showed the speed mode.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm all in. That looked so sick.
Yeah. Looks like I'm gonna need to let loose of a game on our board and go pick up a new one in Mario Kart. God, I'm gonna bet. Let me see. Hey, listen, man. Listen, man. You only got $1 more. You only have one more spot. You only have
$51.
You only have one spot left. Go ahead.
Super Rush is looking. No, I'm kidding. Continue though.
No, it's just I mean. For Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, I feel like there's a lot left for Nintendo to come out and say it's going to come out this year. But
yeah,
this just for me, I think pushes back the Mario Kart deal.
I think, yeah. Sorry, continue.
No, and just with the news about some of the Zelda stuff that we saw, and you know what, we can skip over like
we'll get to that.
I'm just looking here.
But I agree. The Mario thing is like, I think them having this, social party Mario game sort of does kind of, because they've had one except last year. Last year was kind of just fucked in general. But like, you know, they had Tennis Aces, and then the year after they had Super Mario Party, and then we didn't get it, and then we got this. So I think you're right. It's also, I just looked up the sales again, and like 30 million copies. Hasn't left the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has not left the top 10 in like a bajillion years. Like it's not that, it's GTA 5. You know, they're the same case. If there's no reason to release one when it's still selling a bajillion copies, and but I will say this looks really good. I'm actually very excited. I'm interested in seeing, because Tennis Aces caught me by surprise that they had like a semi-robust single player mode, and this looks to have that as well. And
right,
you know, I think golf opens up more opportunities than tennis does in terms of sports gaming, like, you know, courses and characters, and Donkey Kong's in there, so you know, we're all buying it. It's Nintendo, it's a sports game, we'll all get it. Yeah, it's Mario blank sport, we're getting it, it'll be fun. You know, I'm excited.
Right. So then we got a couple of just small things. We got Tales from the Borderlands coming. Cool. Capcom Arcade Stadium.
Very cool.
Stubbs the Zombie.
Shocked. I've heard Stubbs the Zombie twice in my life. Never did I think I would hear it a third time. You know, like, wow, just incredible stuff.
Right. Just a couple of small things there. Then we have No More Heroes 3. That looked pretty interesting, honestly.
Looks better than I thought it would.
Yeah. Then we have Neon White.
Can I talk about Neon White for a second? Because
absolutely,
holy shit, the concept looks so cool. And then it was that first person like rhythm game throwing bullshit. I was so disappointed.
It looked like Doom traversal kind of. I was like,
yeah,
right?
It looks like it's on rails.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like Persona in like, I mean, the style. And he's like, oh, why do you need a bounty hunter in heaven? Because I was like, oh, I'm so in. You're just in heaven killing shit. It's like so cool. And then they swapped to the gameplay, and it's like, yeah, you're throwing cards at stationary targets as you move down. I was like, I'm upset about that because I was kind of in and then I'm out. But you know, you can't win them all. You know, we got Mario Golf Super Rush.
We didn't win a lot, to be honest with you.
No. This director's kind of
yeah, came in with some big thoughts and left with very little.
Hopefully, we get another.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that at the end.
I'm getting one in a week and a couple days.
That's true.
You know. Then we got DC Superhero Girls.
Whatever the fuck that was.
Plants vs. Zombies coming to Switch, Complete Edition. Metopia. Cool. Yeah, I didn't even realize that they still did meat stuff, but
whatever.
Hey, it is what it is. Mario themed items for Animal Crossing.
That looked actually cool.
And then a game I thought was Fire Emblem, just because of how it was portrayed for a minute. Project Triangle Strategy
looks incredible.
Yeah, well, that's why I was like, oh, is this like before they said the name, and it was like the 3 different factions. I was like, oh, is this what Adam was always talking about with
Fire Emblem?
But it wasn't. It's Project Triangle Strategy.
It literally looks like a Final Fantasy Tactics, like sequel, spiritual successor. It looks sick. It's the guys who made Octopath. Again, the art looks good. Everything looks good. Very excited for this. That's 2022. Yeah.
It is 2022.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm very excited to see more of that. There's a demo. I might play that tonight. So
demo available today.
One of the highlights of the presentation for me was that because that looked very cool.
Yeah, it looked very good. Then we come to what I was thinking it was like something Fortnite related at the time. Knockout City, whatever dodgeball type game that was.
This is actually something we need to talk about for a long amount of time because
really,
what is up with EA, man? Like this, and then they did what was it, Rocket Arena? They're so desperately trying to find the next, and I tweeted this, like they want the next they want a Fall Guys. They want something that like streamers play and like takes over the internet for a couple weeks. And it's so weird to me that this is how they're going about it. Like these 3v3 games that looks like they're made for nothing. I don't doubt they're fun. I heard Rocket Arena was actually pretty decent, but it's like, I don't know. It's so weird to me
I
that
didn't
this
know
is
what I
where
was
they're.
watching when
Yeah,
this was happening. I was like, is
yeah.
this just like weird dodgeball or something?
It
or...
literally does look like weird dodgeball, but I don't get it. Why are they investing this much? Not this much, but why are these the things that they're pushing?
Right.
Like, I mean, I guess they're cheap and stuff, but it's just weird to me because I don't think these things will live long, and then they won't get support, and then it doesn't matter. So it's like, whatever. I mean, I guess if you throw enough shit at the wall, something's gonna stick, and I guess that's their goal. Like, I hope for their sake.
When you have the ability to throw 100 things at the wall, and
yeah, exactly.
one of them ends up being a working piece of art, then all those 99 other problems are neither here or there. But continuing, World's End Club.
Looks cool.
Yeah, Hades gets a physical edition, which is
very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. If you haven't played Hades, I would just wait for the physical version because that art book. Yeah, that art book looks cool. I would rather have the cartridge, like the art on the cartridge looks cool, like, and that you get a download of the soundtrack. So yeah, I mean,
little bonuses.
Exactly. I would just wait because, man, that game's good and it's gonna still be good when you get it. And you know, having art is always a plus.
Right. Absolutely. Then we have Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. All three of those games coming June 10th. More Age of Calamity DLC announced.
Interested.
Expansion pass, actually.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like Breath of the Wild, where it's probably like 2 or 3 DLCs.
Right, and then then we have the big news. Skyward Sword HD is coming to the Switch on July 16th.
Okay,
but before that, do we want to talk about what he said before that, or do we?
Let's talk about Skyward Sword really quick, and then we'll talk about what Anuma said. So I think Skyward Sword gets a bad rap. Then again, I'm a Zelda like fanboy. I think Skyward Sword is good, and I'm actually super intrigued to see how the touch controls work, because one of the things with the old Skyward Sword is you had to use the Wii remote slashing. Right. And I am just really interested to see how this game plays with maybe some of the motion controls turned down or tuned back, because I still think that game has a lot of cool ideas. I still think the world is cool. Obviously, there's a lot of flaws in that game. It's not the best Zelda game, but I still think it's good. So I am very excited. The Joy-Cons, I bust just a bit. Those Joy-Cons are so gorgeous. I am buying those instantly. Nobody's allowed to touch them except for me. You know, they're going to be locked away in a glass case. Let's say, like, oh my God. Wow. Those are so gorgeous.
Yeah, those are really beautiful. So the way that it works, so one is the shield in terms of the gameplay. One is the actual shield.
Yeah, the motion controls.
One is the sword. So tell me, for the Wii though, how did they do that? Because
it was nunchuck. It was nunchuck, and
yeah, there was the nunchuck.
Because the nunchuck, you don't actually need like directional. So you would just pop the nunchuck up to do the thing. And the other thing is, you actually had to. I don't think you had to, but it was recommended that you had to have the plus, the Wii Remote Plus, which is the thing you plugged in at the bottom. They gave you extra mode, like gyroscopic tracking or whatever. So I'm very interested. I think it'll probably actually play better because of the tech.
Right.
And I'm excited to revisit this. I'm upset that they didn't announce like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess just coming to the Switch, because they were on the Wii U. They got ported over. They're already HD. Just bring them, because I really just want to play Wind Waker again. That game's incredible, and I'm upset. I just want to play Wind Waker. I don't want to get out my Wii U to do it. Give it to me now. But yeah, all in all, I'm excited to see more. I wish there was more Zelda stuff announced, and just take it away. Just let's get it over.
Before we get into the more Zelda stuff, last thing that they had, this is the last thing that was announced, was Splatoon 3, which was,
looked cool. Because I don't know if you played Splatoon 2 at all. Okay. There is actually a pretty decently sized single player mode. And I'm hoping that there is like a full, real, like meaty, almost Call of Duty campaign in this. And it's the start looked really cool. Like it was I don't know, that whole character creation thing was like, it just struck me in a way that like Splatoon hasn't. So
Right.
I know people really love Splatoon, so I'm glad they're getting this. And yeah, I just am interested to see what more comes out of it. And 2022 was that, or
Yes.
3? 2. Okay.
Yes, 2.
So that'll be a holiday 2022 thing, I think. So we'll see.
Right. So let's talk about what we didn't get. And it's not that we didn't get any news about Breath of the Wild 2. We did, in the form of we're going to get more information later on it, which is, in terms of, I joke around with you about your list of games that you have for your
beautiful games.
Yeah, list of beautiful games that may or may not come out this year.
Probably won't, but
but man, for them to announce that, I'm sorry, Skyward Sword is coming out in July.
Mm-hmm.
And the news for Breath of the Wild is coming later this year just really makes me think that this game is coming out in 2022. And the reason I say that is because I don't know if we're going to get another Nintendo Direct this year, like another like big one, or one that is just solely focused on, or not solely focused, but it's just like another big overall Nintendo one. Because I was thinking this is where they're going to announce the Switch Pro.
I was never sold on the Switch Pro thing. I think if we're going to get a Switch Pro, it's going to be its own thing. Like, it's not going to be it's not going to be tucked into a general direct, if that makes sense. I think they'll be like, oh, we're talking about the Switch Pro. Here's a 20-minute presentation on it. And I think that Zelda is the same way. And this is why I still have hope that it's coming out this year. I number one, I think if it does come out this year, it's holiday. If it does come out next year, it's within the first 3 months of the year. So it's either February or March of 2022 or November, December of this year. And I think we will get a anniversary direct for Zelda in the same vein of Mario. Like,
so you're saying in the next couple days, or are you saying for? Well, isn't the 35th anniversary sometime this?
No. When they do 35th anniversaries, it's for the year. Like, that's what they did with Mario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think we will get
on the day.
No. We will get a 35th anniversary of Zelda Direct, where they will talk about Breath of the Wild 2 and maybe talk about other games in the series coming to Switch. And I think that is more probably the beat where we're going to be like, oh, and here's the trailer, here's some gameplay, here's the release date. Whether it's this year or not is up for debate. I'm hedging my bets on this year, but I think, they confirmed we're seeing more this year.
Yes, we are going to get an update on it sometime this year.
Yeah, I'm assuming, honestly, if there is another Nintendo Direct, it's going to be around August, like in that area. So I'm interested to see, like, we saw it today. They'll announce a big game and release it within a couple months. Like, it's February. They announced a new Mario Golf. It's coming out in 4 months, right?
Yes.
July. So I'm super hopeful still. This is still, I think, par the course. Nothing to worry about for Nintendo.
June 25th for Mario Golf. Sorry.
Yeah. So like 3 or 4 months. So I'm not in freak out mode yet. I am a little upset that we didn't get any, we didn't get a huge game, if that makes sense. We didn't get Metroid. We didn't get Mario. Here's the thing about Mario, though, in terms of a full, we just got Bowser's Fury. So I can't really expect anything else. And they talked about Bowser's Fury.
Right. They did. They're like, hey, this game's great. Go play it.
It's the best game of the year.
If you like Mario, go play more Mario.
Yeah, exactly. But, I am still hoping for more, and I think there's still enough that they haven't talked about, because again, you did say, oh, they announced some games in August and they announced some games for 2022, but they have not announced anything from December to August, which is, that's a chunk of time.
Yeah.
Especially it's holiday. Like, you're gonna release something.
Right.
So
my thought process with this whole thing was, if you see, we've talked about in the past. So Breath of the Wild 2 and Mario Odyssey came out with the first Switch. And so,
Sort of. Breath of the Wild 2 came out. Breath of the Wild came out with the Switch.
Right.
Mario Odyssey came out at the end of the year.
Right. So the way that I'm thinking about it is, I feel like it'll work one of two ways. And you brought up Metroid Prime, or Metroid.
Just Metroid in general.
Yeah.
Because there's been a rumored, like, real, like, proper 2D Metroid forever, and it's not seen the light of day. So, also, real quick, they didn't talk about Donkey Kong at all. It's his 40th anniversary too. I'm not gonna curse, but give me my monkey. All right, continue.
No, but so I think we talked about it. It's like Mario Kart, Zelda. Like one of these games, depending on when it's coming out, when one of those games comes out, is when the next like version of the Switch will come out. So
I think so, yeah.
I feel like we won't hear about another like Switch Pro or whatever they're going to call it until Breath of the Wild 2 or Mario Kart 9. I could always say that, hey, maybe they'll do it with the new Pokemon games, but that's very not likely. But for me, I would hope that if we get another Direct, I wonder if it's one of those things that they hold as a surprise, or like you said, if they'll just like straight up be like, hey, this thing is coming out, we'll have a 20-minute talk about it. And then show like in that 20-minute thing, like the last 5 minutes is like gameplay trailer of Breath of the Wild 2 or something big. Because they won't just be like, hey, this thing's coming out on its own. Yeah. They'll announce it with something else like Breath of the Wild 2 or
it'll have
9.
Yeah, it'll definitely have something that'll be like, oh, you're gonna want to play it
on this
here.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, that Splatoon 3 coming out in 2022 did not give me hope for Breath of the Wild. Just personally.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think we got it announced in 2019, 2018. The announcement
2018
for
of
Breath
E3.
of the Wild 2, E3 2018.
I'll look it up real quick.
But I want to say that like Nintendo is they like to talk about their stuff and then announce it. Like the actual Switch was announced like 6 or less months before the console. So, or before the launch. So, I'm just
E3
again,
of 2019 first
so
look.
I honestly think then we're pretty close to the release then, because that's because they've been working on it since, I guarantee you they've been working on it since basically 2017. So I don't know.
COVID throws a wrench into a lot of those things.
It does.
A game that it may originally 2 years.
He did say smoothly. He did say it's going smoothly, which is good, because for the most part, they do like to tell us, or they don't. They would just not say anything. But like, I mean, when Metroid Prime 4, when that development was all, they were like, okay, we're restarting, and they told us that. So that's like, but yeah, I wanted this year so bad.
Breath of the Wild is in a unique situation though, because again, we've talked about it. It's like a straight up direct sequel to a Zelda game. And from what we saw from that trailer in 2019 is, it's taking place like underground for the most part, but still at the end of the day, like they have all the overworld stuff or whatever you want to call it.
And that's
set up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It looks like the core, like the base part of the world for the most part is the similar or the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that bodes well in terms of like, this isn't going to take 7 years,
right.
Like and that's ultimately like, I guess another part of what's giving me hope. I don't know. The fact that they had in-engine stuff, like full cutscenes
in 2019,
I'm confident that this is coming out. What day is it?
It's the 17th.
In the next 13 months, we will have this game. If that makes sense. So I think for sure it'll come out before fiscal year 2022. So that's into March of next year. I don't know. He said, I keep saying the fact. He said more is. I feel like I'm trying to convince myself more than anyone else. He said more coming this year. He apologized. It still hurt, but I accepted his apology. I went, it's okay. I literally said that to myself. But yeah.
It's just like this whole direct with, you know, release dates and everything being almost 5 months I guess we're 4 months away from Skyward Sword, and then 5 months away from the new Mario Golf game, which
Opposite.
are
Mario's June. Zelda's
sorry,
July.
You're right. Yeah. So I don't know, to get Zelda in July and then get it again this year
In
would be great.
November. I mean, it makes sense because it's not. Although I will say, when you look at when did
Pokemon's going to come out in November.
When did 3D All Stars come out?
I have no idea. In terms of like, I don't know how Nintendo usually does it, because, you know, a lot of big AAA studios, they don't like to release their games on top of
for sure.
other games. cough Cyberpunk or that whole mess. But and even just The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima, I guess, coming from both PlayStations. But yeah, I wonder how they'll do that, because I'm pretty confident that, you know, in a week and a half from now, I'll have an announcement for a new Pokemon game, and it'll be November release. So whatever it may be, it'll be a big, if it's the remakes, or I don't think that they can move on already to another like new region, but whatever it may be for the 25th anniversary, whatever game the big one is, it'll be November release. So I just don't know how they would line that up with Zelda if Zelda comes out in December, or because didn't Smash come out in December?
Smash did come out in December. So they do, like, they will release things in December, which a lot of companies won't, which is still weird to me, but it makes sense. Right. They want to get in before Black Friday, but then again, this is Nintendo, so it's like
it doesn't matter when
it doesn't really matter. Yeah, people will buy it. The people who are going to buy it are going to buy it. You know, it can come out tomorrow and it'll sell a quadrillion copies. I love making up numbers, but yeah, I'm trying to convince myself that it's coming out this year, but there is a lot of games that are kind of making it funky.
Yeah. So we have Pokemon Direct in a week and a half. Mm-hmm. When do you think the next, you know, themed Direct is, or next, you know, Nintendo Direct is? What would you put it as?
I think we'll get something from them around. Well, okay, the next theme Direct, we will get a Sakurai Presents Mythra and whatever, showing the fighter. I think we'll get an anniversary thing
for Zelda.
In the next couple months before Skyward Sword comes out. And I think we'll get a general Direct sometime in the summer around E3. Hopefully. But I could also see it being around September.
I wonder if they would just do it at E3, Breath of the Wild. Because why not? Because apparently the buy-in to get into E3 is kind of ludicrous, and so
they would never do. They don't do their own like E3. Like they just do it at the same time. Yeah.
Well, no, but we saw it at E3 is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so, why not just go back to that stage? If if people are like, oh man, like who's gonna want to watch this E3 because it's like they don't know who's gonna be there and everything, and they're like, oh, Nintendo's gonna be here with something, and they're like, oh shit, all right, let's watch this.
Yeah.
And everyone's got their eyes on it now, so maybe that's a very likely thing.
Yeah, I think I want to believe that there's going to be something around E3 in the summer, but I also feel like I should know better than to hope that, because look at what happened. Like now, the last thing they had announced is Bowser's Fury. It comes out a week later, we get a Direct. So I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happened in the sense of
Skyward Sword comes out.
Yeah, Skyward Sword or Mario Golf comes out a week or two later. We get a big general Direct that details the rest of the year.
That would make sense.
So yeah, I think something like that. Overall, this Direct was like okay. I think I was expecting more because of how long we'd waited, and that's not necessarily fair.
Just knowing the two of us, we always set our expectations very much higher than they ever should be. Just ask us every time around the Game of Year. So
yeah, the Game Awards.
We're just the worst.
This is Nintendo. So like they are the people who are like, yeah, we're announcing Breath of the Wild 2 in 2019 when nobody expected it to happen, you know. So I always get very hyped for these things, but yeah, you're right.
Rightly so. But yeah.
Oh, you're right. This one was okay.
Yeah. Well, unless you got anything to add, I think we can wrap that one up.
Please.
Hold on.
Please. Anuma, please. I just need it. All right. For my soul, you can release it. Actually, I need it. I don't care if it's this year. If you release it January 1st, 1201, I just need to know. I just need to see more. My heart, I can't take it anymore. Nintendo, I love you. I've 100%ed both of the Mario games that they released. 100%ed Bowser's Fury in one sitting, best game of the year. I'm gonna keep saying it. And then 100%. I just today 100%ed Super Mario 3D World. So
for 2 months of the year.
It doesn't matter. I know there's nothing coming out.
And
it's number 2, Cyber Shadow.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, quick aside, Bowser's Fury will be the very. If it's not one, it's gonna be 2.
What? How come I wasn't allowed to draft it again? What was the
because Bowser's Fury isn't technically its own game. If that makes sense.
Whatever, man.
Listen. Whatever you would have, I'm not gonna lie. I would have bet all the rest of my money.
I would be the one making the jokes about the money, then, huh?
Yeah, but I would be done. You know. But yeah, because 3D World came out in 2013. But yeah, man. I love you, Nintendo. Damn. I gotta really hammer home the point. Don't fail me. Bring me Breath of the Wild 2. Okay, I'm good. I'm done. Right. And Donkey Kong, please. I know that's a lot to ask for the Donkey Kong part, but come on.
Now he's done.
Now I'm done. It's his 40th anniversary. The man is old.
Oh. All right. Okay. Now he's done. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all for listening. Let us know what you guys thought. What you liked from the Direct the most. What you guys are missing from that Direct, and what you hope to see in the future of 2021 from Nintendo. But without further ado, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.